I think some of the things that I've learned from Institute is that giving directions is really hard. I feel like as a student, you think like, oh yeah, no, of course you would just say what you want your students to do, but it's actually way more complicated than that. It's a lot of picking your words wisely and a lot of being very precise with your wording, and on top of that, doing it in a teacher voice while not stumbling. Lesson planning is a lot of work. I feel like when I was a student, I didn't really appreciate everything that my teachers did in preparation for this. It was kind of like, I thought, I didn't see what was going on in the background. I didn't see what prep they had to do. And so really taking a look at lesson planning and all that it entails, it was really just a reality check for me. And I've just been very appreciative of like everything that our staff members have been able to teach us, like even just little tips and tricks here and there. It's been super duper helpful, and I can't wait to implement all their ideas in my classroom this summer and also in my classroom for the duration of the school year. I was talking to my CMA, and she like kind of said it best when she's like, you take a group of people that have never really failed a lot at anything, and it's kind of like now is when they're failing, and now is when they have trouble with things, and it's not something that they might automatically get, and so it's that kind of explains why there's so much stress.
So this week was the first official week of Institute. I think maybe it was Tuesday. We pull up to our placement school, Paul Revere. And as we are unloading the bus, I look on the windows and they are spray painted with just these awful things, just cuss words, just gang signs, just everything you could think of that you never think you would see was there. And for me, that was really a wake-up call, because what people are going through, but you never know what people are going through until you get up close and personal with them. Training has been really intense. Really intense. Even when I feel like I'm ahead, it feels like I'm still really behind. And so it was really great today because we got in there and we actually got to have breakfast with the students. As they were coming in and getting their breakfast, we kind of sat down and mingled with them a little bit and tried to get them introduce ourselves and kind of try to find out who's gonna be in our class this summer. And it was really great. It was probably one of the best experiences I've had all week, to be able to actually sit there and talk with these kids, and just kind of get to know them a little bit better. And it really reminded me of why I'm here and why I'm doing this. And it really made me think that all this hard work that I've been going through this week is really worth it.
So it is my first official week here at Houston Institute. And as far as our personal development has gone for this week's sessions, I've had the privilege of being a Robinson Raptor. That's an elementary school here in Houston. So we've been there all week just going over some professional development, which has been super cool and super informative and has made things very real. Some of my biggest takeaways is no-nonsense nurturing. I think it's really important to know that through and through. We're going to be incorporating it into our lessons for teaching with the students next week. So I definitely wish I would have taken better notes when I was going over that in my pre-work. So that is my suggestion. Go over your no-nonsense nurturing. It is really important, and it's going to be a huge theme for how you're going to teach your classes. But other than that, it's just been an amazing experience learning from educators. In honesty, there is a lot of work, a lot is being thrown at you, and there's going to be a lot of times where you're super confused and you just have this thought that you're like, can I do this? Am I going to be able to learn this? I'm going to have kids in a week. But something that one of my CMAs told me that really stuck out to me is you're going to make mistakes, and you're going to make mistakes in the classroom. But it's really pivotal to try to make sure that you don't make the same mistake twice. So in a way, it was kind of comforting to know that there's like room for error, but it's really all about that growth as a teacher, and also keeping in mind that we're really wanting to make sure we're giving the students the best education we can this summer. So I'm super excited to see what happens during the remainder of Institute.
So, week one of professional development was definitely a challenge. I had to do so many tests and complete so many deadlines before the week ended that I felt it was very demanding, but at the same time, I know that it was a challenge set for us so we can surpass our own limits. We need to be challenging ourselves each day so that we can get better each and every day. The point of us being here is to help the students succeed, and the only way that we can do that is for us to actively engage in the learning environment as well. Something that I'm really looking forward to this week is to meet the children. I really want to meet the kids and get to know them in a more genuine way. I really want to be setting an example for them, become a role model, and even be able to reach them and impact them in a positive way. That's what I'm really looking forward to as I get ready to enter the classroom.
I've really liked what's been going on here. We've been doing a lot of kind of self-care of how to take care of ourselves outside the classroom and preparing for lessons. So we've been taking a lot of information in. Not going to lie, we've been kind of sitting around and just kind of been like a soundboard for everyone. But it's okay. It's making things concrete, and I'm not taking it for granted. Some of my greatest takeaways from this week is that we're allowed to make appropriate times to develop relationships with our students. We're here to be able to give these students a better opportunity in the 5 weeks that, or even 4 weeks that we'll be teaching them possibly. And so developing a relationship with them is key. One thing I am looking forward to is creating classroom culture that is supportive, encouraging, and is all about learning. Students can learn in all sorts of ways, and since I'll be teaching 6th grade science here at Black Middle School, I think that there will be a lot of hands-on stuff, and as long as all the students are participating, respecting one another, great learning can take place. That's what I have to say about this week. It's been really great, and I'm looking forward to actually starting to meet them and give my first lessons. Here we go.